All right, welcome to the coaches show, showing the highlights, or I guess I won't call them highlights, but the key plays from our week one loss at Colby. Very disappointing performance on the offensive side of the ball. This first play here, this is the opening drive of the game, and Colby has put together a pretty good drive here, and they're down in the red zone, and they're going to run a little out route to the X here. And this is actually a theme of the game. This turf was so slippery that players were falling all over the place. You're going to see this kid fall, and we intercept the ball. You're going to see this kid over here also fall. And it happened to both teams throughout the game. So Bryce Farrell with a really athletic play and a good return to give us some good field position offensively. We punted we got a first down and then punted them deep here. And this is a 3rd and 9. And we're in our dime package. You can see we're showing an up alignment. We're showing all out blitz, but at the end of the day, we're only going to bring 4. We're going to drop out. But because of the look, the offensive line doesn't pick up John Fiore coming off the edge here. And we end up getting a sack. And the first half was really frustrating because we had the field position the entire game and just couldn't get our offense going. So here's right after the punt. We line up in our 20 personnel with 2 backs here. Tassoni's going to come in motion, and we're going to run a little like kind of a Gotham switch route here. And Darrison Hooper is going to come open out of this nasty split across the zone. Good pass from Jax there. Get us down inside the 30. And then a couple plays later, or this is actually the very next play after that, we've got the 20 personnel with the 2 backs. And again, we're going to run a middle zone stretch play to the field here with using DiNapoli as the lead blocker and Tassoni with the ball in his hands. Really well blocked up, good stretch. That gets us down across the 20. And now on a 3rd and 1, we're actually going to run the same exact play to the boundary. So now Tassoni is going to be the lead blocker with DiNapoli with the ball in his hands, but it's an RPO. And when their Sam linebacker shows blitz, Jax is going to throw the access here to Nolan O'Brien. Ben Benetal on the outside is going to do a really good job of reading the safety support. And he comes down and picks up that safety. You actually see Nolan talking about the slippery turf. Nolan slips right here and just manages to keep his balance. And then he manages to break through and score a touchdown, get us a lead there early in the game. Unfortunately, we kind of did an awful job with our field goal protection. As you can see here, we are soft in the A gap, and they blocked that to make it so it's 6-0. All right, next drive for Colby. We're going to bring a boundary corner blitz. So you're going to see Ty Roberts come off the edge here, and the back tries to pick him up. And really physical play here by Ty against the running back. But while they picked up Ty, they did not pick up Toyas coming up the middle. And that was one of our 4 sacks in the game. Our D-line played outstanding. Again, great field position, but the offense didn't do anything with it. So here we are punting in, and Sokol does an outstanding job getting out the lob wedge here and dropping the ball on the 1-yard line. So we're up 6-0. We've got him pinned on the 1-yard line. And this is going to be a big play by their best player, this receiver, number 80. They have a good player. We're going to run a zone pressure, trying to get a safety. And you're going to see Lincoln Moore actually make a move on the center and get to the quarterback. Really, really close to getting a safety there. Quarterback does get the ball off on the fade, and this kid makes a very good catch against tight coverage by Bryce Farrell. Really good play by their kid, getting them out of the backed up situation. So this is now pretty soon after that play. All right. And they go into a 4-receiver set. We're going to 4-man rush. And you're going to see J.J. Irizarry, our senior safety, who played well in this game, make a very athletic interception to once again set our offense up pretty much at midfield. Again, we stalled on offense, so we had to punt, but we did pin them a little bit deeper. And then we brought our punt block unit on the field. And these guys do a really good job. Denver Williams works really hard with our punt block unit on doing this. And you can see that Colby's only going to have 4 guys to block our 5. So as long as we do a really good job of staying tight here off the edges, which you're going to see us do, and actually Bryce Farrell does a really good job of shortening the edge. And then Charlie Cooper is going to come off and block this punt. Just great technique, really good job by that unit, giving us the ball on the 13-yard line. Again, still up 6-0, a lot of momentum there. Unfortunately, 2 plays later, we're going to drop back to pass, and he steps up and ends up losing the football. And a missed opportunity there for us to at least come away with a field goal. And this is late in the first half. Again, having the ball at midfield, trying to get a score here just to get us more than 6 points in that first half. And we're going to unfortunately throw the ball into coverage here, and it's going to be intercepted. And that was the way the first half pretty much came to an end. Actually, I shouldn't say that because Colby put together a drive after that and got down here with 30 seconds left in the first half. We stuffed them on the first 2 plays, so this is 3rd and goal, and Tyler Roberts is going to make a really good play here against the fade. They're trying to throw it to that number 80 kid, and Tyler does a great job of zone turning that, putting his hands on and zone turning and high pointing the ball. And that preserved our 6-0 halftime lead. We made the decision at halftime to switch quarterbacks, see if we could light a spark under the offense. And this is the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Good read here by Tyler Aronson on the RPO. You can see that this stuff was open during the day because Colby's whole game plan was don't let Trinity get behind you. They were playing really soft. So the good read by Tyler on this RPO. It's a counter play, but because they're playing so soft, he throws the bend to Hooper. Gets us to midfield. Couple plays later, same personnel grouping, but this time we're going to go verticals with the 2 tight ends in the field. And they're back there picking it up. But Tyler, we told him at halftime, if you don't like something, just take off and run, because for a big fella, he can run. And that got us down into starting to get into scoring territory. And on this 3rd and 11 play, we're going to run 4 verts. You're going to see Jamison Hodlund bend, and he's beating his man. So good read here by the quarterback. Unfortunately, this boundary corner who's playing man comes off his man when he sees the quarterback eyes. He ends up coming off his man and making the play. So of our 5 turnovers in the game, I don't blame that one on the quarterback so much. That was just a really good play by that corner, coming off his man with his eyes. Again, showing our defense was outstanding on 3rd down, and this was something we didn't see a lot of from Colby last year, so we didn't come in expecting a lot of empty, but our offense does run a good amount of it, so we practiced against it, and our safeties do a really good job of getting us into a check here. We're actually going to rush 3 We're going to play man coverage, but we're going to float our linebackers to try to take away the chains on the 3rd and 5. Guys do a really good job there. You can see everybody's covered up pretty tight. And then as the quarterback scrambles, the linebackers do a great job converging on him. And when I was really happy with the way our defense pursued in this game. We looked explosive and physical, and on that side of the ball, at least, we looked much improved from a year ago. All right, this probably play of the game right here. We're still up 6-0. We're really still struggling on offense. We're going to throw a 3-step concept here, just a quick stick route to the tight end. You can see he's wide open. Unfortunately, he's going to fall down, slip on the turf. And so as the quarterback goes to throw it to him, he pulls it back. And at this point, you really want your quarterback to either throw it away or scramble for what he can get for. Unfortunately, Tyler tries to do a little bit too much, and it ends up being a Colby touchdown. And that one really hurt because I felt like we were in a position where, I don't think our defense was going to give up any points. So as long as we didn't blow it on offense, we had a shot. So now we're down 7-6. Good play here. Coming out of the cluster set on a 3rd and long. We're going to run a deep flood route. And Tyler's going to throw a good ball to Nolan O'Brien right on the sideline to pick up the 1st down, get us across the 50. So now we're into the 4th quarter. And shift to Sony out to that cluster set. And one of the things that we had the screen set up a few times in this game against this soft coverage they were playing. And it's one of the things that, looking back on it, we really should have had 3 or 4 very big plays, and we just didn't execute it as well as we could. Like right here, we got the ball to DiNapoli. We've got Chris Colmer is blocking the man who has DiNapoli, and there is nobody else in the picture. And this should really be a 40-yard touchdown. And this is where we have to get better. Obviously, we didn't play great at the quarterback position, but our other players have to step up in that situation. If DiNapoli can just wait and let his lineman get in front of him right here, I think we're scoring a touchdown. And that happened a few too many times in this game where like a play that was an 8 or 10-yard play really should have been a 20 or 30-yard play. Back, another 3rd down situation. Again, showing that up pressed look, but really only 4-man rushing here. This time they do fan out to Fiore, but that leaves Luke Pickard one-on-one on the backside. And Luke was our defensive player of the game. In this game, he was outstanding. He was in the backfield the whole time. And our defense really gave us a chance there, but we just couldn't capitalize on offense. So we are back to work today, trying to correct some of those mistakes. And we'll play a very challenging Bates team here at home this weekend. They just beat Amherst in a double overtime. So we're getting back to work, and we're ready for the challenge.